Hello and welcome to Jumpin' Johnny Gaming Retro Walkthroughs. This Legend of Zelda A Link to the Past video is the 12th part of the complete walkthrough. We will be getting some good upgrades, the golden sword and silver arrows, a heart piece, and then onto the next dungeon called Turtle Rock. The final heart piece is found during the next dungeon. From Misery Mire, use the mirror to go to Light World, then the flute to go to Link's house, which is option number 4 on the map. Then head up to the castle above, as when you go through the main entrance, it's a warp point to go back to Dark World. Head down to where Link's house is, and enter and buy the giant bomb for 100 rupees. The bomb will explode if you jump off a ledge. Use the Pegasus shoes to run, or pick it up, and what you want to do with it is go to the large pyramid to the left. Get there by going back up to the top right through the bridge with pillars you smash with the hammer, and then head left. Head left up the stairs, and to the left you will see a crack in the wall. Get the bomb to go right outside the crack, and then briefly use dash to let go of the bomb and start the timer. Then enter the secret passage, and like a previous fairy pond, the cursed fairy can upgrade some items if you throw it in. Throw your tempered sword in to get the most powerful upgrade to the sword, the golden sword. Throw your bow in to get silver arrows, and you can throw in empty bottles to fill it with magic that allows you to replenish your magic meter when used. Use the magic mirror to return to Light World, and use the flute to travel to Location 1, Death Mountain. And then quickly head right, up the ladder and head right, and you will come across a broken bridge. Use the hook shot to get you across, then head down to the bottom left of the area, and you will find a dark green stone to lift up, which is a portal to Dark World. Head to the top right, and there will be 2 caves. Enter the first cave on the left, and then head down the only exit in the cave. Head through the linear path, drop down the hole, then head through the door at the top left. Fall down the right hand side hole and head through the door on the right. Fall down the middle left hole. You can get some items from the chests and pot, and then head through the door and then down to the exit to the cave. Pick up the big green object and go in the secret entrance. Go at the end of the path and you can get to the other side, as there is invisible blocks to take you there. Activate the Ether medallion to briefly see the path to take, and then cross it and blow up the crack at the end and go through. You can bomb the top wall and the left wall. The top leads to a ferry and the left wall leads to the exit to a small island, and then use the mirror to go to Light World and you can get a heart piece. Use the flute to return to Death Mountain location 1, and then again quickly head right and up the stairs, and head right and over the bridge using the hook shot. This time head to the cave at the bottom right. Head through the left door, then exit the cave. There is a fairy if you run and bash the collection of green objects. Then head up and right, then down and pull the big green object out of the way, and then hammer in this exact order the right post, the top post and the left post to make a portal to Dark World appear, and then go through the dark portal. Stand on the Quake symbol and activate the Quake medallion, and this will open the dungeon. Jump down and enter. Head up in these question mark tracks, which there is many in this dungeon you see. Use the Cane of Samaria and it will conjure up a platform, and then you can go on the platform and it will move. In the next room do it again, but this time the track is longer and there's more exits. And to change or pick a direction, you move the D-pad or analog stick in the direction you want it to go. Head to the top right area and go through the top right door. In this room, you have to fight the 4 braziers quickly, and then return and go through the door at the top left before it shuts. Make a platform and then ride it, and wait until you go past the right 2 braziers, light the top one and then the left top one, and then light the bottom ones from the right side to light both at the same time, and then return and go through the door. Use the fire rod to light the braziers. In this room you have to go to the top and avoid the spikes. You can use the magic cape or stick to the very left or right and slowly go to one section to the next. At the top, get the small key from the right chest and then backtrack through the room and go back to the large room with lots of exits. Make a platform and head to the top left hand side and go through the locked door. In the next room is a new enemy to face, Hokobokos. You can defeat them straight out with the fire rod, or if you hit it with your sword, a body part will fly off and you have to defeat the body part, which does disappear after 3 wall bounces, and keep hitting it until all the body parts are defeated. You get a small key for defeating it, and go through the locked door at the top. Some Zols will appear as well. In this room, which is a very tricky room, you have 2 chain chomps making an appearance from the Mario universe, and they can't be defeated and will take 3 hearts every time they hit you, and they will go as far as their chains will allow it. What you have to do is get your boomerang and hit the top right switch to blue, head down and move the top block to the left to get a chest to appear. Change the switch back to get the key and go through the door. Use the magic cape to help you minimize damage. Head to the bottom right of this floor. There is skull pots at the top right for items if needed. Avoid the enemies and go through the pipe at the bottom right. Exit through the door on the left and take the first pipe and exit to the left. Head through the pipe, get the big key from the chest, and then head down the bottom pipe, through the door, and then through the pipe. Jump down to the lower section, head to the bottom right and go through the pipe, head through the door, and this time head to the very left pipe and through the door. Defeat the two Hokobukus to open the door. Keep moving to avoid the projectiles being fired at you, and go through the bottom door. Head left and immediately head to the middle skull pot, and straight down to the crack to avoid the eye fire. Then you don't want to activate the eye lasers, so drop a bomb and use the magic cape and then exit. Head right to the next entrance, but just before you go through, use the mirror to go into Light World and head into the entrance, and in the room you will have 4 Goyras to defeat. Hammer the objects down on your side, defeat those 2. Remember they mimic your movements in reverse, and defeat them by arrows that you line them up for. The right hand side ones are more tricky. You have to fire the arrow and quickly move down and left to line it up. Go through the now open door and get the last heart piece in the game. Exit the game, go through the portal back to Dark World and enter the dungeon. Hook shot over the gap and get the mirror shield. This oversized shield is the most powerful shield in the game and can bounce back the lasers the eyes in this dungeon fire at you. Head through the top door and then head through the top locked door while avoiding the projectiles to return to the pipe room, and enter the pipe and head through the door. Defeat the enemy and bomb the top wall, and then get your boomerang ready, and when the spike trap goes past you on the right, quickly go through the red bricks that are down, hit the switch with your boomerang, and head to the left and get the key from the chest. Then head to the top and hit the switch with your boomerang and through the locked door. Head to the bottom right of the area, You can use the magic cape to avoid the flames if you want. Move in the direction of the track, down and right until you get to a small platform at the bottom right, and then back onto the platform and go up and left and head to the exit at the bottom left. Dash down the area to avoid the lasers and stop just after you defeat the Helmsaur so you don't fall down, and then head to the door at the bottom. Continue down to the bottom and bomb the crack to get outside. This will also make a checkpoint. Head back in, and then you can walk through the lasers with your shield and get the small key from the chest on the left, and you can use the mirror to walk back outside. You can do this to the next 3 chests to get some items, and then head back up and left through the locked door. In this room, you have to keep pressing the switches to make it to the top door. Get your magic powder out to deal with the anti-fairies, and use your bow to defeat the Helmsaurs. Use the Cane of Samaria to make a platform and ride it, and go through the boss door. The boss is called Trinix, and it has 3 heads, and each has different attacks. The blue head will spit out ice and stick to the floor, and the red head will spit out fire. The middle head will stretch its head and neck to attack. You can't damage the middle head yet. Take out the blue head first, as the ice attacks are the most deadly. Use the fire rod to stun the blue head and attack it with the sword for a few hits and repeat when it moves. And then use the ice rod to stun the red head. The boss will now move around like a snake around the room. Its weak point is the middle flashing section of the body. Use the cape to attack it without getting damaged. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel where there are more complete retro walkthroughs plus achievement and trophy guides, secrets and tips from the latest releases. Thanks for watching.